Such a pain. The audio wasn't going through, so. Hello, once again, audience, and welcome back to Domination with Christopher. Okay. We're going to skip all of that because, you guys have already been sitting here watching me mouth the words. You saw the base. You know what we're doing. I even have some troop cards to bring along with me just because.
Yeah, I feel I might have to use a couple on mine.
I don't normally use them. So I don't even
I
know how to use them.
Depends what they are. Some of them aren't really worthwhile. Most of mine are level 6 stuff from the global age, but I've got a couple level 2s and stuff from way back when I actually cared about sending expeditions from the dock.
Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get a decent drop here. Heavy Merc donated those guys, those guys, those guys, those guys, and those guys. Something like that.
Sure.
We're gonna go and get you guys all in there. Ta-da! And then from over here, we'll go with that and that and that. Oh, I guess. Oh, that was a Shield Maiden army that I dropped there.
I've never used those guys yet. Got the longhouse for them, but I've never seen them in action on my own end, so I don't know if they're any good. Heard they're good. Haven't seen it though.
We'll find out. We'll see. I'll let you know how it's about.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Let's see what we need to do here. So there's the 50% quick victory. We still have this bad boy because I don't really want to fight some generals.
Oh, what nation are you? If I remember correctly, you were Korean?
Nope, I'm Greek.
Greek, right. Right, the Hellenic tanks.
My hell tanks.
That's right.
You guys mind? No. Okay, I guess they're not going to. We're going to have a really hard time getting through this base. Just saying. This is going to be a huge pain in the butt. Okay, well, that's fine. Let's use my other troop card down here, which are the Shield Maidens.
What is the level of that base? I know the rank 5 base was 211.
175. The real problem I feel is that the coalitions are so high level.
Yeah.
Drop a foot elsewhere to do the coalitions. No, you don't tell me what to do. No, I totally should have listened to Poop if I was paying attention. I think so. I think that's it. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. 5 stars. 2 troop cards. So that was Shield Maidens and something else. But it wasn't like an Elephant Archer army or some garbage like that. And they can feel free to watch that replay and, yeah, see that a 190 something. I'm not sure if I would have gotten through without those troop cards. I think I would have needed to modify my army a little bit more, to be honest with you.
How many tanks do you roll with?
None.
None.
Wow. I've been playing around. So here's my conundrum, Hugh, is that I love being Greek and I love my Greek tanks. Don't get me wrong.
I started as Greek. I will give credit to Greek. They're pretty tough.
So I do what's called a Greek salad combo for my raids. And my Greek salad combo, of course, is very factory heavy and very tank heavy. The reason I run it that way is because those troops are much, much stronger. You can go ahead and rally under mortars and you don't have to protect them or do anything. And I can raid all day long and lose minimal troops. Even with elephant archers. But the fallacy is all of the generals are all tanks, right? There's not a single general that is actually like a really strong shooter, or I think they need to diversify the generals so that one of the generals would be rolling around and be a really tough, I don't know, elephant archer one of the generals would actually have a range of 5, but act more like a bombard. You know what I mean? If they diversified, well, then the Greek nation would be a little bit more valid. But as it lies right now, your generals provide you the ability to simply not use tanks. You use your generals and you use your mercenaries. So being Greek, it's disappointing, right? You see where I'm getting at?
Well, Napoleon is probably the only unique one of the three. Well, actually, I think
of the generals.
Arthur.
MacArthur doesn't. No, he doesn't do anything. He's just fat.
Well, once they all get into tanks at level 21, they all have a range of 3, correct? With the exception being Napoleon retains his range of 5.
Yeah, their ranges are all like super low. So yeah, range of 3, yeah. Melee, I think, is even like a 1.5 range. I think is what it's called. That's what they classify as being a melee range.
Yeah, like infantry is melee. Yeah, they have that 1.5.
See, and Poop agrees with me, or they need to change the mercenaries, because the mercenaries, as it lies right now, the mercenaries all suck. Well, they don't all suck. That's not accurate. They don't all suck, but they're all tanky, right? They're all tanky type mercenaries.
Yeah, but the Flampanzer is awesome. Come here, you.
Oh, it really is. Hey, don't you tell me what to do.
It's the dog.
I am not a dog. I resemble that comment. So, anyways, back to the point that I was making is that for my war composition, it doesn't really make sense for me to roll with my tanks on the basis that everything else is so tanky. Which then leads me to kind of the conclusion that why would I bother being Greek and trying to go to war at the same time? But I'm hanging on. I'm waiting, right? I'm like, they're going to change something and my tanks are then going to be valid, right? I haven't seen it as of yet, but I would really like to see it. I mean, yeah.
Dude, I've been playing this game since it started. I was Greek to start. The only reason I switched to French is because I still love those tanks or cavalry at the time. Well, I still love those cavalry, but getting them trained faster was even better. And not only that, but planes train faster. Instead of a 30-minute wait, it's 24 minutes. You know, everything about the French is just so much better than the Greeks. Although the Greeks are a beautiful tank. They have a lot of strength, a lot of hit points.
Yeah.
And a little stronger than the French stuff. It's just that the French training bonus that's the piece de resistance.
Piece de resistance. The Flampanzer? Well, the Flampanzer has 15,000 hit points. I mean, that is a heavier unit, right? Poop's in chat and she's saying that the Flampanzer is not heavy and she wants a heavy merc. The Jagdpanzer, on the other hand, has 22,000 hit points, but those guys just they run off and die. I want to have a different mercenary that is actually a decent shooter. You know,
I believe there's something called the Tank Destroyer in Atomic. I've seen it lots. I don't know what it's like because I've never used it myself.
It's quick. It's another quick one, and it goes 30,000. It's got 30,000 hit points. Right.
Does that replace the Jagdpanzer or the Flampanzer? Or?
No. That's just an add-on. So you can still get a Jag and a Flam and a Tank Destroyer and the BRDM and the Freedom Fighter, which is an Atomic. But I mean, we've got Legionnaires, but they only rock 410 hit points, right? They've got a range of 5, and I have tried using them. You get 6 of those bad boys, so 6 times 4 being 24. But it's still, you know, they're little pea shooters. Realistically, when you put it into comparison with something like your normal shooters, how do they stack up? My machine gunners that do 240 DPS against defenders. And then we go and look at my Legionnaires that do 193. It's like, why would I hire those guys? I want something that I can actually hire. I want to be able to hire something that's a bombard, right? I want a bombard type unit or a siege unit. Something that actually makes a tank being a valid troop to carry to war, because short doing a heavy and don't get me wrong, there are people that are superb at doing tank assaults. For instance, I'm going to plug Nomad / Aria. If you check her channel out, she's got an industrial account where she rocks. I think she said she rocks 11 French tanks.
Wow.
She kills it. She kills it every single time, right? She
You
rolls
know,
through bases and
the only
yeah,
thing I see a problem with that is tanks are slow and they don't do a lot of damage to walls. You bring a couple of wall miners, and I could see that being very effective. They have a
oh
lot of hit
yeah,
points,
yeah,
but
oh yeah,
that
absolutely.
slowness of getting through a wall. I mean, you're not going to be dealing with some of those atomic white walls, rocking tanks. You can't.
No,
You just
no, you
it's
can't.
too slow.
It's a
And if
pain
they
in the
have the
butt. I mean,
Kremlin,
I have mine. I'm not even rocking a tank army, and I've already started modifying and switching it up, and by default, kind of going with a wall miner or an engineer, right? I think it's necessary. But I've also switched to pretty much almost all factory troops, and I've got to say, I'm really liking it. Like my heavy machine gunners and those bazookas, and my bazookas aren't even upgraded yet. Those bazookas are like they're killers. They're crazy. They do more DPS than your siege units. Most people don't know that.
oh, I knew that. But I have bazookas, not heavy bazookas or elite bazookas, or it's just
What are
the
they?
regular.
What are they called? Yeah, mine are just the regular. Mine are just the regular. Hey, I've got bazookas.
That's
I'm gonna get them researched and upgraded.
I'm
Uh,
still rocking MK1 friggin' heavy tanks, man.
oh really? Yeah. See.
All of my focus has been on stuff that I use, and I haven't been factory trooping it. So, I mean, my level in war, it says I'm in 8th spot, but that's because I don't upgrade stuff that I don't use, like raiders,
Well,
engineers.
no. There's no sense. Like, if you don't use it, why would you upgrade it? Why would you even prioritize that at all? Why wouldn't we just put that to the wayside and say, well, if I decide I want to use it in the future, then I'll refocus and I'll have to suffer through. But overall, I agree. I agree. Why, if you're not using it, why would you bother?
Well, the reason why I didn't do it is because I didn't use it. But now the reason why I don't do it is because I haven't done it before, which means I shouldn't be using them. So it's kind of almost biting me in the ass. You know,
A
if I
little
would
bit.
have done it before, I would have been prepared to use them now
Yeah.
when I may actually want to or need to use them now. But I haven't, and they're still so low that it's almost pointless to even start them. I
Yeah.
will. I will, but just not today.
You'll get there. You'll get there. I figure it, and that's kind of what I say is that everybody, eventually you're going to want to take a look at these things, right? So Harsh Killer went on number 6. I want to see how he did because this is the one that I had actually nominated in earlier on, or I don't even think I nominated it, but it was like it was almost like we started war, we got the plan, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll take on 6, being that I was 4. But he went ahead and gave it a shot. But I mean, I don't think he did horribly. 2 stars, 2 stars, only 33%, but it's also a 197 atomic. But doesn't look that atomic, I don't think, in my opinion, anyways. And he is French. See, look at how many tanks does he have?
I love the French on defense, man. Oh man, they're awesome on defense.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
What are these?
If you, even if you got Saint Chamons coming out of the command post, like those are still pretty tough tanks. They got a lot of hit points. And if you got all your resistance done, you know, those Flampanzers and some MK3s or MK2 tanks, if you get them up to MK4, even better. But, you know, you can overload your opponent just with tanks. No offense to the Roman nations, but, you know, there's no threat of these little peons coming out of their command post.
That is certainly noteworthy. See, you let the town center pop. I'm noticing this, that you let the town center pop, and that's really, I think, where that whole thing just went south. Once the town center's popped, you're kind of done.
And depends. I've been letting it pop because I only carry 1 sabotage nowadays. I used to carry 2 sabotage and 3 betrayals and a protect, but now it's 1 sabotage and 5 decoys. I'm trying to learn the decoys a lot better. Letting the town center pop is better than letting the generals pop, in my opinion. So I
Yes.
save my sabotage for the castle. I let the town center pop, use a decoy, get them drawn elsewhere, take them out with the planes.
Do you have Blitzkrieg?
Do I do what? Sorry.
Blitzkrieg.
No, I'm rocking with the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, okay. So your planes are tough.
I wanted the strong planes,
Yeah.
but now with the tactic nerf, if you want to call it, or I've strongly considered going with the Blitzkrieg.
I love the Blitzkrieg. I mean, even for the overlap factor, there's still a lot of people that actually put their town center and their fort close enough that you can sabotage both. But I am trying to rock with more of the decoy, because I do feel like the decoy, that's the game changer, right? And it was broken for the longest time, but now it seems to be functioning okay on my tablet. So therefore I've started trying to rock a little bit more of it.
You get the pulsing and everything slows down.
Oh yeah, crashes. Like crash slow. I want to know your tablet.
Suki has joined us. I don't know if you noticed or not, but she's listening to us. I think she's a little too shy to say hi, but she's here.
Hi, Suki. Yeah, no, she's muted. But no, I'm more than welcome to tune in and hang out. This is a very good resource for people that are new. So this is the home of Boot Camp, is where we're sitting, is MNC Boot Camp. The Aesir is a amazing alliance, but they don't use Discord.
I know. Some of them are on Discord, though.
What's that?
Strongbow and GG, they're both on Discord.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's more than a few players that are on Discord. So I was going to try and get them on maybe tomorrow at some point, but their war, I believe, ends at like 4 p.m. So I don't know. We'll have to see. A bit of an awkward time for me as far as war starting. But again, the activity over here is just an amazing alliance.
Unbelievable. Their organization, it puts a lot of other teams that I've been visiting in the past to shame. And no offense to any of those other groups, because they're all amazing as well. But not everybody has the skills or the preparation time.
Yeah, and that's really what impresses me, is that every single war that I've seen from them, the organization has just been on par. Or not on par, the gold standard on par, Uh-oh. Somebody was laughing in the background.
Wasn't me.
How dare you laugh?
I gave up laughing.
Laughing is not an adult thing. Adults don't laugh.
No, it's true.
So
time you guys grew up.
If you guys are, and they do 2 wars, so there's 2 wars per week. They have a midweek war for the lower players, and they have an end of week war for the higher end players, which is like, I don't even know, what's the lowest that we've got? I think it's just like industrials and above. So they literally have like a cutoff point where they go like industrials and above and industrials and below. So middle of the week is the smaller war for the lower players, and then the weekend mashup is for the higher end players, which is kind of a neat way to do it. It allows them to maintain and actually keep their national trade goods up, etc., and not as stressful. So it's not back-to-back wars, but certainly I think the organization is, all I can say is, absolutely fantastic. And further to that, they've got their own logo, they've got their own website. They're on Twitter on a constant basis. Absolutely amazing. And even more, they redid the logo for the Last Outlaws, which is of course my home base. So,
are you still with Last Outlaws?
Oh, absolutely. So I've got a secondary account, Connor, which is over in the Last Outlaws. I put him on pause. Put him on pause from wars for the time being, because I haven't really had a whole lot of time to dedicate to the national trade goods and et cetera, and that's just where that's at. A bit overwhelming. Sadly, Marla did damage her foot there yesterday, 2 days ago. So we ended up in the hospital for a little while, and she's got yeah, a
See
couple
if
of.
they'll put bionics in.
I asked if we could like amputate it, and if she could get like one of those jumper foots, so she could just
That
like stand on one foot and then jump up onto the roof.
I think
Um,
I don't know if you've ever heard of the movie Kingsman Secret Service or whatever, but there's this villain and she's got like bouncy feet with like knives on them. Oh,
oh, see, that'd be
that's
awesome.
what you need. That's what you need. Check out the movie. Check out the feet.
I asked, and they said that it wasn't covered by our Canadian healthcare. They said the healthcare was free, but that was as far as, yeah. These places are sick. So yeah, but in any instance, she's hobbling around on crutches, which is why I've got to go pick her up tonight. But I did want to actually pop in here and boast about these guys, the Aesir. And by the way, it is pronounced, it's spelt Aesir. It is said the I is an I. Ice ear is how it is pronounced. Ice ear.
I just say I serve and then I make the joke of I ma'am when it's strongbow. It's just funnier for me. Although
yeah, no, but it is actually a thing. It's a like Norse gods and goddesses and blah blah blah. Yeah, the Aesir. You should go read it up. If you like Thor and mythology, then you should go and look up the Aesir. And if you like playing DomiNations, you should find the Alliance, the Aesir. That's where it's at. But they don't have a Thor. I told them they have to change a couple of their names to represent their.
Well, they have a Scooby Doo or a Scooby Rob, rather.
A Scooby Rob with his monster walls. I drooled over those.
He's got some pretty nice equipment around his base.
Oh yeah, he does.
He even put up an easy base in the challenges, and still, I couldn't do it.
Oh, I didn't see that. I would have loved to have taken a run at that.
Oh, it was easy. I mean, everything was laid out. Hardly anything was walled in.
Oh,
but
really?
Still, just the amount of
that's hilarious
stuff that's upgraded. He creams you.
It's still just one shots, yeah. That's too funny. Yeah. All right, well, I am going to run away. I do have to go and pick up said beautiful wife from the office there. So thank you very much for hanging out with me, though, Hugh.
Not a problem, Chris.
Happy birthday.
Of course. Thank you.
Suki, if you need anything on the server here, feel free to harass me or harass Hugh. Yeah, and thank you once again to the Aesir for having me. It certainly is a blast over here, and I look forward to my Second World War attack. And as always, everyone else, keep your sticks on the ice. Have a good time.